please, imagine that you are doing a very huge, big project from customer's perspective. Customer has initiated a big project just to understand it better, right? Right? You can think about customer initiating, uh, taking an initiative of building a very big, large product, complex product, or maybe a customer has initiated to build a huge, big infrastructural project like airport, right? Or a, a customer going through a restructuring project, right? So imagine a very, very big project, right? To understand this whole life cycle, right? Now, this life cycle has been divided into 5 parts. Can you see pre-project, starting the project, organizing and preparing, carrying out the work, completing the project? Can you see these 5 parts,
Yep.
right? Now, the first part, which is not included in the project life cycle, is pre-project work, right? Or a preparation work. Now, see, this preparation work is triggered based on some need or some mandate or some idea, right? Right? There may be a need to improve, right? For example, there may be a need to increase the revenue. There may be a need to uh, improve the quality. There may be a need to increase the efficiency, right? So whenever you do a project solves certain needs or not.
Yes.
Right? Now tell me, based on a need, will you straight away plan the project, or will you first assess whether this project is a worthwhile investment proposition?
The assessment will be done.
So first you will assess, right, whether
Mhm.
whether a project has a viable, desirable, achievable, or sustainable business case or not, right, guys? So in order to assess the project, in order to assess whether the project is worthwhile investment proposition or not, or whether the project has a viable business case or not, you create a document called as business case, right?
Yes.
Which will take some inputs from benefit management plan, which is schedule of achievement of benefits from the project, which we'll discuss later on. But let's focus on business case right now. So business case has to be viable, right? To to check the viability, right? You create a document called as business case. Can you see business case here, guys?
Yep. Yep. Business
Yes.
case.
Very. I'll take you through the contents of the business case very shortly. But first, let's understand, that the business case has to be created to check whether project is worthwhile investment proposition or not. Now, this business case will go to the project board or project steering committee, right? Which includes project sponsor also. The project steering committee will review and assess the business case. After assessment, if they found that this business case is a worthwhile investment proposition, right, they will approve the business case and you move forward, right? You move forward with starting the project by creation of a project charter. But
So
if
so
if
so we
listen, let me
okay.
let me complete.
Okay.
If they feel if they feel that this business case is not viable, right? If they
Mm.
feel that the business case is not viable, they will the project will be stopped here. You'll not move forward with the project, right? So again, their decision can be multiple. See, after going through the business case, they might give some feedback to change the direction, or they may ask you to stop the project, or they may straight away approve the project, right? They may straight away allow you to move forward with the project, right? Now, if they approve the business case, you will go ahead, right, and create a project charter. Now, your question, Tarun, you're saying something.
Yeah. I mean, this business case would be presented to higher management, right? I missed that.
Obviously, senior. Yes, yes. The project steering committee, yes.
Okay.
So they will review, assess, and approve the business case if they find that it's a worthwhile investment proposition, right? Now, once the business case is approved, right, you will create another document which is called as project charter, right? Now, project charter is a document that defines the project, right? It is more like a high-level plan, right? In the project charter, you will have various components such as high-level requirement, high-level scope of the project, high-level milestones of the project, the high-level budget, the project approval criteria, the project exit criteria, right? And through this document, project charter, the project will be formally authorized and authority will be granted to the project manager to work on the project. So this is a high-level plan document, right? Project charter, right? Now, this project charter will be owned by project sponsors, right? And they will be the people who will be approving it. Now, once the project charter is approved, then you will start doing, you will start creating the roadmap for the delivery of the project, which is called as project management plan, right? And based on the project management plan, you will execute the future work of the project, right? Now, in the project plan, in the project management plan, you will decide whether you are going to follow which project management plan will contain many important uh, information related to the project. For example, it will contain all the important baselines or targets like schedule, cost, right? And quality target or performance targets, scope, schedule, cost, and quality targets. It will also contain the approaches for managing the project. In this document, you will define whether which type of life cycle you will follow for the project. Will you be following predictive, right, incremental and iterative, or a hybrid process, right? And the execution of the project should be based on this project management plan, right? And once the project is completed, it will be formally closed. On some cases, the project may be prematurely closed also. We'll discuss those cases later, right? Now, this is a high-level view of the overall spectrum of the project, including pre-project work and the project life cycle, right? Now, based on the high-level idea that I have given you about the overall spectrum, can we say one of the important purpose of pre-project work, right? One of the important purpose of this preparation work, right, that you do in pre-project work is to prevent poorly conceived project from getting initiated. Right? See, because right in the beginning, you create a business case, and based on this, the steering committee will decide whether to go ahead with the project or not. Because many times you might have seen yourself, you reach till this point or somewhere in the middle, and if you come to know that project is not a worthwhile investment proposition, after reaching this point, a lot of money get wasted. So by doing minimum, right, pre-project work, you will come to know whether project is a worthwhile investment proposition or not, right? And that's how it prevents poorly conceived project from getting initiated. Is that fine, guys? Now, we'll come back to this overall project spectrum, but before going into depth of this spectrum, can we look at some of the important documents such as business case, benefit management plan, project charter, project management plan, right? What is the relevance of these documents? What all contents do they contain? Can we go through the contents of all these documents, guys?
Yes, please.
So can we start with the business case? What does a business case contain? How does it look?
Okay.
Now let's see the contents of the business case. Now I'll be talking about the contents of the business case and the benefit management plan together. Right? But first, let's go through the contents of the business case. Now, guys, can you see the contents in front of you? Now, the first element of the business case, what is this? Business reason or need or purpose, right? You can call it as a purpose also. Now, what is the meaning of business needs or reason or purpose? See, tell me why you need the project. Which problem does it solve for you? Is it important for you to understand or not before you start working on the project?
Yes.
Right? Which problem does it solve? So first thing is you should understand why do you require this project? What is the business problem this project is solving? Right? So this is the business need or reason or purpose element of the business case. Now, can you give me some example of business reasons? Guys, can you give me some example of business reasons? Why do we require this particular project?
It
Some
could be
example.
to avoid the current high cost that is going on. It could be in terms of the number of employees that we have, or maybe a software because of the outdated technology that currently we may be using.
Yes, this
Yeah.
can be the reason. Or
Yeah.
Operational excellence.
okay, yes, to improve the effectiveness or quality. We are initiating a Six Sigma project, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Or
implementation of a new CRM system in the organization.
to manage sales more effectively, or to reduce the sales cycle, right?
To increase automation.
Yeah, increase automation and wastage, right? Right. We are implementing a new inventory management system to reduce our cost of inventory as well as the cost that goes towards the wastage, right? By having inventory management, we'll have a possibility, right? So these all can be the business reasons why we are doing the project, right? Why project is needed. Is that okay?
Yes.
Is that okay, guys? So next thing is, see, tell me to solve a problem, right? To solve a problem, whether it is about increasing the sales or increasing the quality, improving the quality or improving the efficiency. Is there a single way or multiple way?
Multiple way.
Multiple way, right? So there can be multiple business options, right? Right. So we'll see after understanding why a project is needed, we'll analyze the situation, right? And there can be multiple business options, right? For example, traffic congestion is a problem or not? Guys,
Yes.
Now, to solve this problem, there can be three options. Option number one, build an underpass, right? Second option can be build a flyover.
Yeah.
Third can be build a metro network, right? Yes or no? If you have to take care of traffic congestion between 2 points A and B, you can take any of these three, right, options, right? Now, if you have to deliver one option out of it, which option will you deliver? Which is most viable?
Flyover.
Yes, right? No, but again, we'll build an option which is best in terms of investment appraisal or which is best in terms of benefit to cost ratio, right?
Yeah.
Where benefits are maximum, costs are less, right? Yes? No?
Yes.
Right? Now, every option, see, if there are multiple options, every option, right? For every option, we'll calculate benefits, disbenefits, and investment appraisals. Right? Investment appraisal, right? Which is ROI. Now, what is expected benefits and disbenefits? Do we expect benefits from the project?
Yes.
Now, let's understand the difference between output, outcome, and benefits. To understand, right? Now, what is the difference between output, outcome, right, and benefits? See, project deliverables are outputs, right? And the change that they enable is an outcome, and the measurable value of that change is called as benefit, right? So let me give you one example, right? Suppose we are developing and implementing an inventory management system to reduce the wastage. Now that inventory management system itself, what is this? An output.
Okay.
The change it enables, right, which is reduction in wastage, is an outcome. The measurable value of the outcome is benefit. The quantifiable value of that outcome, right, is a benefit. Right. For example, and reduction in wastage by 15% or $5 million annually. That is what? A benefit. So, guys, is the difference between output, outcome, and benefit clear to all of you?
Yes.
Right? Suppose we have to increase the sales, right? And we are going online, right? We start selling our product online also, apart from our physical outlets. So your e-commerce website, is it an output?
Yes.
Increase in the sales, is it outcome?
Yes.
Right. And annual increase in sales by 15% or by $10 million, can it
That will
be
be the benefits.
So it's a difference clear? Right? Now, let's talk about benefits further. Now, see, so far I have discussed about benefits which are more financial in nature, right? Can there be non-financial benefits also? Can there be non-financial benefits also?
Yes.
Right? For example, many times companies like World Bank, UNICEF, they do projects for non-financial reasons also, like to improve the literacy, right? Or to reduce the poverty levels. Those projects have non-financial benefits, right? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
So,
yes.
when companies do projects as a part of their corporate social responsibility, those projects will have non-financial benefits, right?
Yes.
Now, so are you okay with output, outcomes, and benefits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can you see something like disbenefits also here? Disbenefits are side effects of the business case. Now, do projects have side effects or not?
It can have.
Now, these side effects can manifest during the project life cycle, right? Or after the project life cycle, but they can have side effects, right?
Yes.
It's very similar to, let's say you have a sore throat, right? You have a throat infection, right? You take antibiotics and it goes away. But do antibiotics have side effects also?
Yes.
But still you take it?
Right.
Because the benefits outweigh the
benefits are
disbenefits.
more.
Benefits are more, right? So similarly, projects will have side effects. For example, I give example of a project to reduce traffic congestion, right? Let's say you build an underpass to reduce the traffic congestion, right? Now, this project will have a side effect. For example, during the time the construction goes on, will the traffic congestion reduce or increase?
Increase.
It will increase.
Right? It will increase. So is it a side effect or not?
Yes.
Right? Another example. See, many times move from legacy technologies to cutting edge technologies, right? Because cutting edge technologies are more efficient and in long run will reduce the cost.
Yes.
Do you do this transition or not?
Yes.
Now, the side effect is there may be some transition period where we have to maintain both the systems till the system becomes stable.
Right.
So till that time, when you have to maintain data into system, initially will there be an increase in cost or not?
Yes.
Right. So these are all side effects. There will be some side effects, but you have to ensure that benefits outweigh the disbenefits, right? So, any doubts about expected benefits and disbenefits, guys?
No.
All clear.
All clear.
All right. Now, the most important section, sir, the investment appraisal section. See, tell me, without a business justification, tell me, will you do a project if expected benefits won't outweigh the cost? If cost incurred is more than the benefits, will you do a project?
No.
No.
See, I was using the word viable, desirable, achievable, and sustainable business case, right? A
Yes.
worthwhile investment proposition. This section, investment appraisal, tells you whether the project will have what is a worthwhile investment proposition or not, right? This investment appraisal section tells you whether project is a worthwhile investment proposition or not, guys. Is it fine? Now,
Mhm.
how does it tell, right?
So Pankaj,
Obviously,
in case of
yeah.
research projects, say suppose
Yeah.
in case of maybe just consider scenario rocket development, right? Autonomous landing vehicle we want to develop.
Yeah.
It's completely research based, can fail also, but there is an investment, can be potential benefit if it succeeds. So how
I
do we
tell you.
quantify?
See, and the same is true about corporate social responsibility projects also, right? Non-profitable projects also, right? So how do we do it? Can we first talk about commercial projects? Then
Okay.
we'll talk about the other projects, which are non-profitable in nature, right? See, you do investment appraisal of all the options, and whichever is best, you will select it. Now, how do you do investment appraisal of a commercial project, first of all? Commercial one, right? Which are done for profit reasons, right? Now, for investment appraisal, you require two things: benefits and cost both. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, so there is a method to check the expected profitability, because here you are thinking about future profitability, right? Now, to arrive at future profitability, you use a method called as NPV, or net present value, right? This is for those projects which are driven by commercial reasons, right? NPV is by and large the most used and the most effective method, right, for investment appraisal, guys. Net present value. Now, how to calculate net present value, right? This net present value is the difference of present value of cash inflows and cash outflows. Now, what is present value? How it is calculated? I'll talk about this in a separate session, right? Another thing is IRR, internal rate of return, right?
Yes.
NPV is the most preferable, right? Sometimes you look at IRR also as a secondary data, right? These two techniques are used to find out the investment appraisal, right, for commercial projects, right? Now, for example, I told you that, okay, to solve this business problem, we have option 1, option 2, and option 3, right? And obviously, these options will have different NPV. Suppose the projected profitability of option 1 is 5, option 2 is 3, and option 3 is 4. You will be selecting option 1 because it has the highest projected profitability or net present value.
Yes.
Right.
Right? So, NPV and IR in case of commercial projects, right? Now, tell me, how should we assess the business justification for not profitable projects, right? Now, tell me, though they are not profitable projects, but is cost important or not? And
Cost
do
is
they have
important.
and they have long-term benefits also?
Sorry,
Yes.
that was not clear, Pankaj.
See, I tell you, even for non-profitable projects, right? For example, let's say you are doing an anti-tobacco campaign, right? Or reducing the poverty levels or improving the literacy, right? You have to conduct campaigns,
Yes.
right? Campaigns can be, option 1 can be a television campaign, option 2 can be a road show, option 3 can be internet campaign.
Right.
there can be different. These are three different options, and you will choose the most viable.
Yes.
Right now, so this can be done by, you can simply do benefit to cost ratio for that. Whichever has a best benefit to cost ratio, you will go with that option, right? Right. For example, governments in any country spend a lot in research projects, right? And
Mm-hmm.
research projects in long run are important to uplift the whole society, the whole country as such.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Now,
Yes.
see, research 1, research 2, research 3. Obviously, research are not done for profitability reasons. So what you do, you see the impact of ratio of benefit and the cost. And these are non-financial benefits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whichever option has better BCR, benefit to cost ratio, you go with that. Are you
Yes.
getting my point?
And yes, and Pankaj, since these are non-profit projects, can it also happen if I explore the multiple options that I have? Let's say option one has a higher cost but a better benefit, and option two has a little lesser cost, though the benefit would be impacted by some margin. So is
Yes.
it
So that's why I'm
practically the
taking.
case where people opt for it as well because the cost is considerably lower than the other option?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying benefit divided by cost. It's a benefit to cost ratio, that is C, right? Because so that's why benefit and cost both are taken into consideration, right?
Right. And since these are not for profit, so the cost should play a bigger role.
Cost is pay, yeah, it will pay. And obviously benefit will also pay. Larger the benefit, the ratio will change as per that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yes or no? See,
Yes.
because 5/4, right? Right? 5/4, 5 benefits, 4 cost, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 9/5. Cost is more, but benefit is also very high. So 9/5 is better, right?
Hmm.
So yes, cost plays a lot of role, but again, benefit, it's overall benefit to cost ratio, which is seen in such projects.
Yeah, but in profitable ones, it's easy because if the benefit is more, my tilt would be towards the benefit.
Yeah, but again, these are projections, right?
Right, right.
So, I told you about, I don't want to, you know, this confuse you, but when you do projections, can projections go wrong?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
So, when you do NPV, you don't do NPV only. You do expected NPV based, and as you multiply the factor of risk also, probability of success also, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll study the
Mm-hmm.
expected monetary value analysis while doing risk management. So
Okay.
projections are always considered with some risk which are involved, right? Because they're
Mm-hmm.
projections, right? So now, for every option, you will be doing expected benefits, disbenefit, and investment appraisal. So whichever is best in terms of investment appraisal will be selected, right? And recommended. Is that okay?
And
This
Pankaj,
is
when we do these estimates, do we also
yeah, your voice is
should
breaking. Yeah.
no? So I'm saying when we do these expected calculations, do we also take the risks into consideration, which
Yes, yes,
may
yes. In the yeah, that's why we have topics such as decision tree, expected monetary value analysis in the course.
okay.
We have this topic. We'll do it actually. See, I'll be taking this topic, investment appraisal, separately in business
Okay.
environment section. I'll show you how these are this NPV, IRR, BCR are done, and I'll also show you how to adjust these values, the risk factor by taking risk factor into account using techniques such as expected monetary value analysis.
Okay.
Adjusted
Right?
NPV.
Yeah. See, because again, we have machine learning models and all which can help you in prediction. Now, this is in brief about the business case, guys. Right? Apart from
Okay.
this, you can see, I have shown you just a very simple business case. For example, now I am realizing there can be one element that should be added here, like major risk. Right? A
Mm-hmm.
major risk, uh, a major risk can be the element which can be added. Those risks which can make the project fail can also be added, right? And one thing I don't want to discuss right now, because we have not covered agile as yet, right? For a agile, if the project is done using agile, if you're doing a product development using agile, the minimum viable product, right? The scope of minimum viable product should be also defined in the business case. But let's not go through it. We'll talk about minimum viable product and how it should be incorporated in the business case. We'll discuss about agile. Right? Is that okay?
Yes.
Now, can we discuss about the second important document, which
Yes.
is benefit management plan? Right? Now, see, a business case will take a lot of inputs from the benefit management plan. Now, as far as definition of benefit management plan is concerned, right? Benefit management plan is time frame for realizing the benefit or schedule of achievement of benefits. Now, can you tell me what does it mean when you say schedule of achievement of benefits?
It would be, if I do the project, then initially I would be incurring cost to it. And since when
Yeah.
I would start realizing the benefits out of that project?
And tell me, will you be realizing benefit at a single point or over a period of time?
Over a period of time. So I'll take an example of building highways and then making toll booths there. Once the highway is constructed, traffic starts flowing into it. That is when the toll will be collected, and that's when they start realizing
So
benefits.
do you have a plan that, okay, first 6 months, this will be the income. In next 6 months, this will be
Yes.
the income, right? Can we have a plan like this?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Now, can this plan be linked with the business case? Now, can I call this plan as schedule of achievement of benefits or time frame for realizing the benefits?
Yes.
Can this plan be linked with the investment appraisal sections?
Yes.
Because my income is not happening at one point of time, right?
Right.
I have to
Right.
consolidate all this income and calculate the present value.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Now, can I show you an example of a benefit management plan? In fact, the management plan only. I would like to show you a schedule actually. Let me show
Okay.
you a
Yeah.
schedule, right? Right, for achievement. Now, can you see this diagram?
Yes.
Can I zoom it for you so that you can see the data?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is too much. So let me. Can you see now?
Yes.
Now, as you said, because initially it's a cost,
Right.
right? Because the cost initially while doing the project, cost will be incurred. So cumulative net benefit initially, is it negative or not?
Yes.
Right? And after a certain period, it becomes positive,
Yes.
right? I think around 8th month, right? It is becoming positive, right? In between 8th and 9th month, right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it has an upward trend.
Yes.
Now, to create a business case, these projections should be known in advance or not?
Yes.
Now, imagine, people like Reliance launching Jio,
Mm-hmm.
right? Reliance launched Jio. So, don't you think they would have these kind of projections right in advance,
Yes, absolutely.
right? Considering risk factors also,
Yes.
because when they were giving a lot of discounts initially to propagate into the market, right? They were
Mm-hmm.
not doing it blindly. They had all these, right? They have all the projections, all the calculations in mind, right?
Right. So all the new startups that we have these days, they work on the same principle. Initially, there's cost
Yeah.
that they incur.
Yeah. But again, they should not incur costs without having the projections, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
considering all the risk into account, right? So this is
Right.
the input of benefit management plan to the business case, right? Is that okay?
Yes.
Right? And apart from this, the benefit management plan also consists of target benefits, right? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
target benefits are the same. After the end of first year, you will have these many benefits. After the end of subsequent 6 months or 1 year, you will have these benefits, right? And the strategic alignment, right? See, the project should be aligned to the overall goals of the organization, right? Tell me,
Right.
will you do a project if it is not aligned with the overall goals of the organization?
No.
You will not be doing it, right? See, for example, the, the, the overall strategy of an organization is to cater to high-end customer, niche customers, right? Only. Now, in this organization, any initiative or any project to build a cheaper product, right, will not be aligned to the overall strategy. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Now, similarly, there should be owner of a benefit. Somebody should be accountable for these benefits. This is called as benefit owner. Metrics means the target, the KPIs, the keep of the quantifiable measures of the benefit, right? As you said, after, we draw a timeline and we said, after 6 months, 5 million, further 6 months, 8 million. So those values are, right? Metrics, right? Whatever measurements will happen.
Against which we'll be measuring
Measuring
our
the benefits, right? These are the key performance indicators, right?
KPIs. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because, there can be, see, apart from financial, there can be some non-financial benefits also, right? So KPI should be all, right?
But
For
benefit
example,
yes. Go
somebody
ahead.
who's accountable for a benefit,
That
right?
would
He
be
can be,
perm, right? Who is deciding on all this project? Benefit owner.
see, benefit owner, benefit realization will be generally benefit realization for most of the projects. Benefit realization will happen during the project life cycle also and beyond the project life cycle also. Yes or no?
Yes.
See, I gave you example of project getting rolled out in phases. If a project is rolled out in phases, some benefit realization will happen during project life cycle. Right?
Right.
For this, you can take project manager as a owner. But after the project is handed to operations, right? So benefit realization after the project is closed, right? It should be the accountability of operational head.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody like VP business operations, right? Or so.
So by benefits owner, you mean to say who is going to, going to realize those benefit, or who will be make those benefit working on those?
No. Who is accountable for ensuring that those benefits should happen?
Yes. This is what I was. Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I
Right.
was saying.
Who will take, because there are a lot of risks which can be there on benefits, right? See, for example, even if a project is delayed, let's say project owner as a benefit owner, right? During the project, if project is delayed, will it impact the benefits?
Yes.
It can impact the benefits, right?
Yes.
Because see, suppose your project is to launch a website and increase the sales, right? If your competitor launches their website before you, will it impact or not? It will impact your
Yes.
benefits, right? Is it fine?
Yes.
Now, the assumptions taken while measuring the benefits, right? Or while defining the quantifying the expected benefits, right? And the risk on the benefits, they can also be there in the benefit management plan. Right? Is that okay?
Yes.
Now, this is in brief about business case and benefit management plan. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Pankaj, one quick question over here. So the template which you're showing right now, is this standard across the
No.
varies
You
from
can
project to project?
see, I am just showing you a very simple template, right? Mukul, you can refine it and make it better and better.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe it differs from each company.
Yeah. You can make it much. See, it's a stand. These are the standard components which can be there in the business case or the benefit management plan. But why not to make it better and better, right? For example, adding a minimum viable product will make it more informative. So we can do a lot of things here, right?
But the ones highlighted in yellow, I believe they should be on that business case.
No. See, all these things should be in the business case. All these things, right? I highlighted it in one of my classes, right?
Okay.
And it remained highlighted. So There is nothing more. See, I highlighted time frame for realizing the benefits, right? Because it is the basic definition of benefit management plan, right? It's the core component, right?
Okay.
But again, it was just by chance that I was explaining and I was highlighting. That's it.
Got it.
So, any questions about business case and benefit management plan, guys?
No.
Right. So, can we now go through project charter?
Yes.
Right. So, can I take you through project charter? Now, once this document is approved, then you move towards starting the project, right? And you create a document called as project charter that actually defines the project, right? And this is project charter. These are the contents of the project charter.
Mm.
Now, this is a project charter, guys. Can you see the components of project charter, guys?
Yeah, purpose, measurable,
Right.
this thing.
Yeah. So, I'll take you through some of the key documents, but before that, project charter defines the project. It is a kind of a high-level plan. And this is the document that is owned by project sponsors, right? This is owned by project sponsors, right? This document formally authorizes the project and give formal authority to project manager, right, to deliver the project. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
what are the contents of the project charter, right? The first one, measurable project objectives and the related success criteria, right? Now, the success criteria of the project is defined in a project charter along with the key performance indicators in the form of project objectives, right? And success, tell me, is it important to understand what makes your project successful?
Yes.
Right? Have you seen a situation, right? Or, many times it happens that, delivery team delivers the project to the customer, right? The project has been delivered to the customer. Customer is happy, right? And the delivery team feels that project is successful. Now tell me, does this scenario guarantees success of the project? Delivery team has delivered the project to the customer. Customer is satisfied. Does it guarantee that project is successful?
No, it does not tell what is the monetary benefit that was
Yes.
expected.
See, if the company for whom you have done this project, right, is not, if the project is not profitable for them. For example, if one of the success criteria was profitability, right? If one of the project objective corresponding to success criteria, or if one of the key performance indicator corresponding to the success criteria was profitability, right? If that profitability does not happen, right? For example, if one of the project objective corresponding to success criteria was a profitability of 40% or 30% or 20%, right? If it has not been met, is the project successful?
No.
No.
Right? Despite the customer is happy, you have delivered on time, the project is not successful. Right? Suppose,
Right.
Everything is met, customer is happy, but instead of profits, you have incurred losses, right? The project is not successful. So tell me, is it important for project manager to understand what makes the project successful?
Correct. Yes.
Right. So, the first two elements of this project charter are purpose, why we are doing the project, right? What is the reason for doing the project? And the second important element is what makes my project successful? What is the success criteria, right? Is it fine?
Yes.
Then the second and third element of the charter are high-level requirements and high-level project description, right? And overall project risk and summary milestone schedule, right? See, because of these, this is called as high-level plan. It will have only summary milestone schedule. For example, phase 1 will be completed by this much time. Phase 2 will be completed by this much time. So a very high-level plan, a very high-level requirement, and overall project risk. What, for example, those risks that can make project fail, a macro level risk, right? These will be there in the project charter, right? Now, what else will be there in the project charter? For example, the pre-approved financial resources, the key stakeholders list, right, can be the content of project charter. And apart from this, the project approval requirements. Now, what are project approval requirements? See, you might see two important elements here: the project approval requirements and project exit criteria. Now, can you tell me the difference between project approval requirements and the project exit criteria? What is the difference
Project
between
approval requirements would be basis the projections that I've made, if my management would be approving it or not. So profitability obviously playing a very key role in that.
Absolutely. So business case, profitability, right? The
Right.
projected
And then
profit.
exit criteria would be a certain point where I realize or I may feel that this project is not worth doing it, or on conditions on which we may exit the project.
See, what you are saying is about premature closure, right? But again, see, you are absolutely correct. The basis on which you accepted the project is a project approval requirement, right? See, based on the business case viability, the senior management will accept the project, right? For example, this project may make a profit margin of 45%, right? Or our criteria is that, if the project makes margin of 40% or above, right, we'll accept it, right? So that is a project approval requirement, right? Now, what is a project exit criteria? Now, suppose project is complete, right? Now, you cannot close the project without certain conditions are met. So there's a checklist of items which have to be met before you close the project. For example, before you close the project, all the deliverables should be signed off by the customer, or the acceptance of all the deliverables should be done. One point. Second point is hand over the deliverables to the customer. Third can be the knowledge transition should be complete. Right? Fourth can be the early life cycle support or warranty should be done.
Right.
Plus, there can be checklist of items. So those checklist of items that should be fulfilled before the project is formally closed, that is the exit criteria.
Okay.
Right. So, there should be an exit criteria for a project which is closed as planned, right? That the way I showed you, the kind of items I showed you. But sometimes projects are prematurely closed also. Right? When are project prematurely closed? One is when as a project when as a project manager, right? Or you feel that the project is not worth doing, or it's not a worthwhile investment proposition, right? Because every project should at any point should have a continued business justification, right? Or sometimes customers pull the plug. If customer pull the plug, they want to go with some other supplier, then also you have to prematurely close the project, right?
Or it could be funding issues as well from the customer end.
It can be any viability issue, right? So, but again, when suppose it's a customer supplier project, right? As a part of exit criteria, when you are prematurely closing the project, the extent of completion of the project, is it important or not? Knowing the extent of the completion of the project is important, right?
Yes.
And, hand over whatever you have done to the customer is also very, very important, right? Plus, lesson learned as an important check is also important, right? So again, this exit criteria is those items that have to be completed before you formally close the project, right? So is the difference clear between project approval requirement and the project exit criteria, guys?
If you can explain project approval requirement again.
The
Exit
approval
criteria
is, see, I told you that, unless and until the senior management or the steering committee is convinced with the business case, right?
okay.
They will not approve the project,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there must be there's a condition. For example, if the project has a gross profitability of more than 40%, then we'll approve, right?
Okay.
So this is the basis on the basis of which the project is approved, right?
Okay.
Right? Or or maybe approval criteria can be, will recover the money invested within 2 years. So depending on the situation, there will be an approval. On what basis the project has been approved is a project approval requirement.
Okay. So you are saying project approval requirement is a criteria based on which this project is justified.
Approved, yes. Right?
So
And
Pankaj, is
exit,
it somewhat related to business
yes, obviously, it's
study
business
document, business case,
business
right?
case, business case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's business case, right, Sudhanshu? Now, second is project exit criteria. Exit criteria is a set of activities or set of, it's kind of checklist that has set of activities that need to be accomplished before you formally close the project, right? That is exit criteria. Is it fine?
Yes.
Now, apart from this, you can have items such as assigned project manager and responsibility and authority level, if right, along with these defined in the project charter, and name and authority of the project sponsor, right? Now, overall, a project charter defines the project. It defines the agreed position from where you start the project, right? It's a high-level plan, right? Now, this project charter is a foundation for planning. Please don't execute the project based on the project charter. It is simply a foundation for planning, right? The,
Mhm.
the roadmap for execution of the project is project management plan, right? Or a project plan that we'll see shortly. But before we move to project management plan, if you have any doubts about project charter, please ask me.
So Pankaj, I know it's mentioned that the project initiator owns this document, but in terms of agile and in terms of IT companies, is it the product owner who owns this document, or project manager or engineering
See,
manager
see,
can
see,
also
see,
be
I'll
owning
tell
it?
you, now whether to develop it, whether a project charter is already there or whether you need to develop it, we have to understand the bigger picture first, right? So give me any example. It was Sujit or
This
Sudhanshu?
was Sudhanshu, yeah.
Sudhanshu, give me any example of the project, then I'll explain you better.
So any project, like say suppose a new product line is being has to be developed. Say suppose there is a software product. Okay, there could be versions like Pro Max. There could be different licensed versions of a software product, right?
Mhm.
So if we want to introduce a new product, then like it starts from like why do we need a what all features do we need a new product line of a certain product, right? And more higher version of it, right? So who will own this project charter document? Who initiates it?
See, again, uh, see, if you're doing a product development like this, right, this should come from senior management, right? Now, again, this should happen way before your product backlog is created, way before, because
Yeah,
this is a
that's understood. But like, is it like the task of more from an engineering management side, higher management, which will do this, or from a business team management, like project management, they would be doing,
see,
product
see,
management team would be doing
see, you know, to create a charter or a business case or both.
it? I would say charter and more like
Sudhanshu, though the accountability of creating charter lies with sponsors, but they generally uh, uh, delegate this responsibility to the project manager and the team. Now, to create this kind of charter, generally it should be a collaboration effort of project manager, business analyst, and some kind of architect may also may be helpful here.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, Mukul, you're saying something.
Not sure if my question makes sense or not,
No,
but just
yeah.
wanted to have an understanding. Like, if I put all these documents into a hierarchy, So first comes the business case, then comes the charter, and then comes the management plan.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Right. And there may be some supplier level projects where none of these will be required, right?
An example?
See, if you're a supplier, let's say let's say, let's take this example. Right? I'll take a very simple example. Can you see this diagram?
Yes, WS, yes.
Now, is it a customer supplier project or not?
Yes.
Right. Now, obviously, the customer who started internal project, right? They have made a significant investment, right? They will start with the business case first.
Yes.
They will create a project charter, right?
Right.
They will create a project management plan, right?
Yes.
In their project management plan, right? In their project management plan, there is a work package, let's say WBS2. See, in the project management plan, you have a scope baseline also, right? In the scope baseline, right? Suppose this work breakdown structure represents the scope baseline. It has a work package or a component WBS2, right? They decided to outsource this WBS2 to, let's say, KPMG, right? Right, Mukul?
Yes.
Or they decided to outsource first of all, right? Now, if they decided to outsource this work, what is the first thing they will do? They will create a request for proposal,
Right.
Right? And they will float it to companies like Accenture, KPMG, PwC, HCL, Infosys, right? Now, in return to this request for proposal, all these companies will be submitting proposal to this customer,
Right.
right? And one of them will be selected, right? Let's say KPMG gets selected, right, Mukul?
Okay.
Now, for the customer, this is a work package. But for KPMG, is it a work package or a project?
It's a project. Well, they'll start from the beginning and they will make their own charter and everything.
Yeah. So, no, they will not make any charter and all. Again, make the process lean and efficient. Make the process lean and efficient, right? For KPMG, by the time the project has reached, see, KPMG, while submitting the proposal to this customer, have they created a proposal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before you create the proposal and send it to the customer, do you consider the business case by assessing what is my gross profitability?
Yes.
Right? For example, if you are deploying 10 resources for this project, right? This 10 resources will cost me this. This is my billing from the customer, and you create a gross margin, right? Right? So during pre-sales process, when you submitted the proposal, business cases happen.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
also, in the RFP shared by the customer, there was a statement of work.
Yes.
See, based on that statement of work, only then you have submitted the proposal.
Right.
Right. So that statement of work itself and whatever work has been done, right? Statement of work, can it suffice the purpose of charter or not?
Yes, it
Yes,
can.
it can.
Right. So this guy, how should this guy start the project? This guy should plan further. Right? He will break the statement of work into activities, right? Create the project schedule in the form of a Gantt chart, or right, if they're doing it in Agile, then it should be Agile release plan or whatever. So that's why I am emphasizing a lot on customer. See, a project has a customer supplier relationship. There's a customer angle, there is a supplier angle, right? So you have to understand when you have to create a charter, when you don't have to create a charter. Right?
Got it.
But tell me, if I told you that this is the overall project spectrum. If this guy has started from business case once again, right? After getting the project, this guy has started from business case, then charter, then move forward. Is it not as good as putting project on a reverse gear?
Right.
Yes.
right? We have to understand how all these processes have to be implemented in most lean and most efficient manner, right? Why we are learning PMP? To expedite and to do more our project more efficiently, or to slow down our project,
Yeah,
to do
to
it
do
more
it more
efficiently.
efficiently. Right.
Tell me, any incorrect understanding can put you in a reverse gear or not,
Yes.
right? So be very careful. Where do you fall in the whole project hierarchy, right? In terms of customer and supplier relationship. Is it clear?
Understood. Yep,
Yes.
all good. Thank you so much.
So this is project charter. If you have any doubts about any of the element of the project charter, please let me know. Else we'll move forward. So shall we move forward towards project management plan, guys?
Yes.
Now, this is an overall plan. Again, think about this plan from the perspective of project initiator, right? A customer. Now, see, there's a background noise. Please take care of it. There's a background noise from somewhere. Right?
Okay. Yeah, we can continue. Pankaj.
Now, right? So let's assume that some big project is going on, like building an airport, or a restructuring project, or building a huge complex project, right? Now this is a project management plan. Now the plan is a roadmap for the execution of the project, right? Roadmap for the delivery of the project. Now, can you see baselines here? Right? Can you see scope, schedule, and cost baselines? And performance measurement
Yes.
baseline, quality target. So what are baselines? Are baselines targets or not? See, are baselines targets against which the performance will
Yes.
be measured? Right? So in a plan, do you expect scope targets, schedule targets, cost targets, and performance targets?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them, right?
Yeah.
Now, apart from targets, there will be various approaches also, right? Now, approaches means rules of the game. Now, can you see scope management plan? Scope management plan tells you how scope will be managed and controlled, right? In fact, how scope will be defined, decomposed, managed, and controlled. The rules of the game for scope, how changes to the scope will be performed, right? That is scope management plan.
So,
Now, just a question to you. I have defined scope management plan. Will the scope management plan contain scope?
Yes.
no.
No.
No,
It's a
it will have
so
the
It will only contain
no.
if there
The
is a
process.
scope, if there is a scope creep, what to do in
No.
this case.
Yes, it will only contain process to manage scope. That's why I'm using the word rules of the game.
Yes, rules.
Now, where is the scope defined?
Scope
In the
baseline.
charter.
In the
Scope
scope
baseline.
baseline, the scope statement, right? I'll show you scope baseline includes scope statement, your work breakdown structure, dictionary. Right? We'll talk about this. Scope is defined in scope baseline, right? Now, similarly, requirement management plan is a document on how to manage requirements, right? Now, schedule management plan is about how to manage schedule. Now, tell me, will it contain any schedule?
No.
No. Where is the schedule?
Yeah.
Schedule baseline.
Baseline.
It is only the process to manage the schedule. For example, will you be using Jira or Gantt chart or Primavera to create your schedule? How will you track the schedule? Right? What are your control thresholds? So the process part. Similarly, all of these plans, these are called as subsidiary plans, are the plans or rules of the game to manage the respective areas like cost, quality, resource communication, and all. Now, based on this, just a final verification on your understanding, will cost management plan contain budget?
No.
No.
No, only the rules of game, right? Where is the budget?
Cost baseline.
Post baseline.
Right? Will quality management plan contain any quality target? No.
No.
Only the process, the tools to be used. Where are the quality targets?
In
Performance
performance
related.
measurements.
Right? Now, apart from this, see, as I told you, a big project may have various components.
Hmm.
Now, see, the life cycle to be chosen. Are we going to follow predictive? Right? Are we going to follow predictive, incremental, or agile? Right?
Hmm.
Or hybrid?
Or
Right?
hybrid. Yeah.
Based on the various components, right? Because if there are multiple components, a huge project, it can be hybrid also, right? So life cycle to be used is also defined in, right, the project management plan. Apart from this, the level of involvement or usage of different project processes, right, which all project processes will be used in this particular project, right, and the level of implementation, the tools and technique, right, to be used in the project, right, and how the selected process will be used to manage, right? The details about the work to be done in the project. And if it is a project which is done completely in Agile, then Agile project plan, right? Then Agile project plan will be part of, because I'll show you how a Agile release plan looks when we start Agile in the subsequent sessions. The Agile project plan or Agile release plan will also be part of the project management plan, right? Now, this project management plan is a detailed plan that gives you the roadmap for the execution of the project. Right?
Okay,
Yes
this
or
is
no?
how you execute. Yeah, this is how you
Yes.
execute the project.
One thing, Pankaj, this
Yeah.
scope management plan and requirement management plan.
Yeah.
It could not be the same. Like in the scope only, we will
No. So first
define
of
all.
all, first of all, to understand the difference, let's understand the difference between requirements and scope. Guys, what is the difference between requirements and scope?
Scope is a circle within which you need to perform the things, and
Absolutely.
requirement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And requirements customer needs, right?
Yes, yes.
Now tell me, if you are doing a project and related to that project, requirements are 100, there are 100 requirements, right? Stakeholder, if you start capturing the stakeholder needs, you have 100 requirements. But tell me, in projects, are you constrained with respect to budget and time? Sujit, are you constrained with budget and time in projects or not?
Yeah.
So tell me, is it always possible to deliver all the 100 requirements?
No, not possible.
So you have to select high priority based on your budgetary constraint and time constraint.
Correct.
So those requirements that will be delivered as a part of the project, it creates a boundary or a circle within which you have to deliver, right? So that boundary is called a scope.
Okay.
Right? A very simple example for it, that matter. Suppose, you went to e-commerce website to buy merchandise, right? Now you create a wish list,
Hmm.
right? Now, now everything in your wish list is not transferred to shopping cart always, right? Based on your budget and priorities, you move things from wish list to the shopping cart.
Hmm. Hmm.
So your wish list was requirement, right? But your final shopping cart for which you pay is what? The scope, right?
Yeah.
Is it fine?
Right. Again, Pankaj, sorry. Scope, I know it's a boundary. I mean, people always say that it is out of my scope. I know about scope, but requirements, uh, within that scope, like we need to do this thing, or I'm not
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So requirements are stakeholder needs, right? See, for example, if you are planning to launch a hatchback car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even with a hatchback car, right? Stakeholders or customers may expect airbags on all the 4 seats
Mm-hmm.
and many other features which might not be possible to deliver within the budgetary constraint.
Correct.
So
Right?
we can say to deliver this scope, these are my requirement. Is it
So
so?
you can say that, those requirements, right, that will be delivered as a part of the project, they form the scope, right? You may have 100 requirements, but based on your budget, right, or time constraint, you can deliver only 60 in a project, right? So those 60 requirements will be the part of project scope.